Hey everyone, it's Erica. Welcome back to the Jillibean Soup YouTube channel. Today I'm excited to be bringing you another 12 by 12 scrapbook layout, and I'm going to be featuring the Garden Harvest collection from Jillibean Soup, and I'm going to be documenting my favorite, or one of my favorites, holiday memories. And I decided to go with the Garden Harvest collection, because I really love the colors in this collection. I think they kind of go with the colors that are in my photo, and even though it's not a holiday collection, I think it is perfect for documenting these holiday photos. So my design, or my idea in my head, was to create some strips on the side, on the left side of my layout, and I will kind of distress the edges as well, and then also have some strips of paper on the right hand side, but not the full length like I do on the left side. So I'm going to cut some strips of paper, and I'm going to have 3 strips on the left and then 3 smaller strips on the right. And the sizes will vary. The ones on the right, there will be a little bit thicker than the ones on the left, but they're just not going to be as tall. You'll see what I'm saying in just a second. This is a very easy design. I love the look of it. I love that I still have a lot of white space, because I do love a lot of white space, and I can create clusters on both sides. Now, I am not using a cut file, which is very rare for me, but when I do not use a cut file, I usually go with some type of design that includes strips of paper. So they'll either be on the left side, the right side, or up and down in the center of the page. If you look at my Instagram feed, which is at Erica Rose Creates, if I don't have a cut file, that's usually the kind of design that I go to. Another go-to one that I've been doing a lot recently also is a grid design, but usually it's the strips of paper, or I'll do the strips in the center of the page. It's just very easy. I love the look of it, and I love that I can still get a lot of white space. So I'm going to position the papers how I want them. I will distress the edges on all of the papers and kind of rip them up, just give them a little distressed look. And then I will get some ephemera pieces out and then start to lay some pieces out that I want to use on this layout. Now, there is this vintage looking truck in this ephemera pack that I have been dying to use, and I just haven't had the right collection or the right layout for it. I decided to go ahead and stick it down on this layout because I wanted to bring in some more blue. So I have a blue tag that I also pull out as well, just to kind of highlight the papers, the floral paper that has the blue. And then also I thought, since they are photos of 3 of the boys, I thought a blue truck boys, I just figured I would go ahead and slap it down on the layout. So I have these photos, and I printed them at home. I used the Pick Frame app on my phone to create the collage. I cut them out, and then it printed out on a 4x6. So it was a square photo collage, and I just cut it down and then cut them into like photo strips, and then I just kind of layered them up and added foam adhesive behind them. That way I can tuck some different ephemera pieces behind the photos. I just really like tucking different floral bits and the pea pod parts behind my photos. The foam that I use, there's 2 different heights of foam just to give it nice dimension to the layout. So I'm just cutting my strips here. You'll see I didn't have a strip that was long enough for this on this blue paper. A lot of my papers are cut into, and I don't have very many full sheets anymore. So I just kind of pieced it together, and I'm totally fine with that. If you can't really tell unless you are really looking at it, or if you feel the layout, and that's totally fine with me. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, and this works out perfectly fine. So I'm just going to add this pink paper as well and kind of tuck that in under the blue one. And this pink pattern paper actually comes from the Rainbow Rue collection. I thought it went well. I just wanted to bring a pop of pink in there. And then the green paper that I'm using as well, the pattern paper, does come from the Garden Harvest collection. So I'm just kind of distressing up the edges, and then I will get everything stuck down with my tape runner. I usually always distress the edges on the papers like this. I just love the texture that it gives to the layout. Sometimes I will kind of rip them a little bit. I just really love that look. So I'm just getting this green attached in here as well. and then I will ruffle up the edges just a little bit more once they are in place. So for the right side, I'm going to layer them up as well, and you will see here that this paper is thicker than the left side, and I'm going to texture up the edges on these papers as well. And then I will get them lined up and then stuck down to my white base. So I'm just going to kind of get them laid in there like this, gonna kind of mess around and see how I want them. And you'll notice they are not the same as the left as far as the arrangement, and I am totally fine with that. I just really like the way, once I had it laid out, I just like the way that it looked just like this. So I will go ahead and get those stuck down using some adhesive, and then get my photos placed where I want them. You see I have them cut in these little photo strips. I did go ahead and brighten them up just a little bit in an app called A Color Story that you can download on your phone. I really love this app for adding different filters and editing my photos. So getting these strips down, making sure they're down good so that they don't move. And then I'll go ahead and get some foam to back these photos. This is just some fun foam that you can get in the craft store. It is just a single, one side has adhesive, so I will add adhesive to the photo and then stick it down. I love to use the fun foam, especially like on big pieces of ephemera or photos, or on a big cut file or something like that. It's a lot easier to use the big chunks of the fun foam rather than the smaller squares of foam adhesive. Just got some florals tucked in here. I have this blue tag that I really want to use, and then that super cute truck as well, just to bring in some more blue. I have this family die cut from the Garden Harvest pea pod parts, and I will pop that up on some foam adhesive as well. Tucking in some florals here on this side, and then I will pull in some of the enamel shapes as well to get those, just add a different texture to my layout. The last thing I do is add journaling with my We Are Memory Keepers typewriter, and I'm going to add that to the strip that's of pattern paper on the right hand side. I really love how this came out. I love the colors. I love that I was able to use this truck. I've really wanted to use this truck on a layout, and I think it's perfect to document the boys. Even though there's nothing going on in the photos with a truck, I think it just goes well. So just pulling in some more die cuts and adding them to my layout, just to try to balance everything out here. And then I'll add one up above the photos, above that little floral cluster at the top as well. I'll add another heart, just so that there's 3 different hearts there on the layout. I love these photos of the boys doing their gingerbread men. They really, really enjoyed decorating. I was really shocked that they took their time and they did a really good job on all of the gingerbread cookies, and they were very, very proud of themselves after their cookies were done, and they did taste really, really good. So I'm excited for this year to get our holiday baking done. We are going to do more baking than we normally do. The boys are older, or the smaller boys, the younger boys are older this year, and they're really, really excited about it, and they want to do some of the things that we used to do for our 2 older boys. We haven't done in a while, so we're going to do them this year with the melted chocolate and dipping the pretzels, and then the peanut butter with Reese's. We like to make those as well and dip them in the chocolate. We used to do those for the 2 older boys for Christmas time, and we haven't done it in a while, and now that our 2 younger boys are older, we're going to do those types of treats, so we can't wait for that. So I'm getting these different florals tucked in and stuck down with some adhesive. I will make sure to leave the link to the coordinating blog post for this layout down below. So make sure you guys head on over to the Jillibean Soup blog so that you can see some more photos and the write-up for this layout. If you are interested in any of these products, you guys can check them out. This is the Garden Harvest collection, and we will get these products linked down below so that you guys can check them out. You can purchase them at scrapbook.com. So here I am just making sure that everything is stuck down, adding in these hearts. Adding in that blue heart just for another pop of blue there. So I have 3 points of blue there on the layout around the little embellishments. A little word sticker here from the 6x12 sticker sheets. And then I'm going to add the journaling here. I'm just cutting it up into strips, and I will adhere that down with some wet adhesive. That pretty much finishes up the layout. The last thing I do is going to add the enamel shapes to the layout. I do 3 different enamel shapes just for another pop of color and texture. So make sure you stop by the Jillibean Soup blog. I will leave it linked down below, like I said, so you guys can check it out. Make sure that you subscribe to the Jillibean Soup YouTube channel so that you don't miss any more inspiration from the design team. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well so you don't miss any of our uploads. And if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you would give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.